Pep's 10-year cycle at City has finally come to an end. I hope those that enjoy this sport have been able to appreciate him over the last 10 years at City. Yes, I know there are the 115 charges with the club, but the actual manager himself can be separated from that, in my opinion. And I feel like you have to give credit where credit is due, even if you don't like City and what they do and what they represent. This guy's ability to win and just really outmanage numerous managers and dominate the Prem, change English football, and really have an even trickle-down effect from all the way to the top of the Prem to the lower divisions. His influence cannot be underestimated. It is incredible what he's done to the sport in England. And Pep proved all the pundits wrong. A lot of people were saying that he was not going to be able to adapt to the English game, that his high possession football, constantly looking to create spaces, was not going to translate to a more physical and direct league, yet that was not the case. If anything, Pep made them adapt to him. He changed the entire Prem, like I said. His influence was all over the league, whether both in play style with numerous teams and former managers now going to be on his staff now are dominating the league, such as Mikel Arteta and others like Maresca, who's now going to be taking over for him at Manchester City. Not only did Pep influence the game in England, he completely dominated the Premier League in his time there in the 10-year stint that he had. He made his mark on the league, and the only rival manager that can even somewhat contest his resume is Sir Alex Ferguson. And if you only have one other person in a league that's been around 30 years that can even contest your resume, you have to give him the respect for that. 6 Premier Leagues, 1 UCL, 5 Carabao Cups, 3 FA Cups, 3 FA Community Shields, 1 UEFA Super Cup, and 1 FIFA Club World Cup. 20 total trophies for Pep Guardiola, again, in 10 years, pretty much averaging 2 trophies per year. Again, it's just incredible. I'm really not sure if we're going to be able to see anything like this, at least for a very, very long time. And some of those highlights, again, were the Centurions finally hitting the 100-point tally in the table. Also, the team of the 2023-2024 season, the treble-winning City team, again, getting the Prem one and having to come back against Arsenal, winning the FA Cup against Manchester United, and, of course, beating Inter in the UCL final. What a year that is. And that's just, again, only 2 seasons we're even talking about. This guy has had so much influence on the Prem. Again, you literally cannot talk about the late 2010s and the early 2020s of the Premier League without constantly mentioning Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. And Pep has managed so many key players as well at City. A few that stand out to me are Vincent Kompany, a guy that was just a leader for him through and through when he needed them to be, and also helped him win back-to-back Prems in 2018 and 2019. Just a true-born leader, and again, a guy that is great on the defensive end as well. Someone that I think really helped Pep kind of transition into being this Manchester City manager. Not saying that he didn't need any help, but at the same time, having that guy that you can rely on that was already within the club and that could be, again, a steady force, I think really goes a long way. Another guy was Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne was special, and Pep Guardiola got the most out of him. Pep trusted De Bruyne to become City's primary creator, resulting in KDB consistently breaking the 20-plus assist mark in multiple seasons with Manchester City. KDB was the guy that really had Pep's engine moving, especially on the attacking end. His ability to just find some of those through balls, just incredible stuff. And also his ability to finish as well is just what made KDB so good. But I think where Pep comes in is, again, his ability to coach him up. Number 1, show that trust in him. And number 2, really kind of almost structuring the team around KDB at times, especially at the later years of his career when they got Haaland and really allowed him to show his feats when it comes to the assist end. And Erling Haaland, another guy that was brought in to bring Manchester City glory in the UCL, and that's exactly what he did. I think Erling Haaland is a perfect description of what Pep represented at the end of his career. It's kind of what he reminds me of, at least, when I think of the end of the Pep era, because this guy's now become the face of Manchester City. He scored 52 goals at his first season with City, and of course, helped them get over the hump in the Champions League over Inter. And again, I just think this is the guy that I really think of. Getting this much out of a young striker when many people said that Pep couldn't even have this type of striker in his system and see success. Again, another thing that Pep decided to say, hey, I am not going to let this limit me. I'm going to be adaptive. I'm going to create new types of styles and new types of ways to play. And again, I'm going to just prove you guys wrong that, yeah, I can have a more typical 9 and still win and still have him succeed in this system. and boy, did he succeed. I originally started really becoming a fan of Pep after watching the Take the Ball, Pass the Ball documentary on Netflix about his time with Barcelona and those legendary teams. For me, what made him so interesting was really, again, just his football mind. I love just studying managers and really successful managers in numerous sports, whether, again, it's head coaches like in the NFL, MLB with the managers, and then, of course, the managers within football. But Pep really stood out to me not only because of his success, but really just about how obsessive he is with the sport. And sometimes I can relate to that now. I have nothing to show for it, of course, but just seeing someone that is, again, that obsessed with the sport and that has been able to really bring his ideas to the pitch and has seen success from it, it's like, why could I not respect this guy? This guy knows the sport. He's a genius, and his ability to consistently get something out of, not saying obviously a bad group of players. He's had a lot of talented players, but consistently finding ways to innovate. I mean, again, he saw success at Barcelona. He literally changed the sport right there. Still had success with Bayern. Didn't win the UCL, but still at least won some titles. And of course goes to Manchester City. And when people were saying he can't dominate the Prem, this can't be done in England compared to the La Liga or the Bundesliga, he again makes his mark and completely takes it over, and then actually has his style of play influence the rest of the league. And then, of course, having a trickle-down effect in England. It's just incredible to me, and there's no reason why I shouldn't respect the guy. I also think he's quite the personality. He's just a very interesting person, and I really like what he stands up for as a person as well, constantly fighting for the people that aren't treated the best in the world. And I have really just gained a ton of respect for Pep, even on a human level, not even just from a football standpoint. I'm going to miss him a lot. I am going to miss him as much as he pained me these last couple of years as an Arsenal fan and got in the way. I just think, again, when you see this level of greatness, you just have to respect it. And in a way, as an Arsenal fan, I don't know if Arsenal would be in the position they are in now if Mikel Arteta never stayed under Pep's wing at his time at Manchester City. There's just such a trickle-down effect. I mean, you can even just look across the world with how many managers that he has impacted and, that have been somewhat on his staff or under his tree in the coaching. I mean, again, so many guys you can think of. I'll just list them off again. Mikel Arteta, seeing what he's done now at Arsenal. Luis Enrique when he was at Barcelona and he was coaching under there as well. Vincent Kompany was obviously a guy I brought up and now is seeing a ton of success as the Bayern manager. Xabi Alonso, who he coached at Bayern Munich, and then, of course, still has had success in the managerial game, and now we'll see what he does at Chelsea. There's just so many examples that you can look at, and again, his influence cannot be underestimated because he's just really impacted football for now numerous generations, but really I feel like specifically these last 10 to 15 years, it's just the Pep era. It really is. I'm curious to see how he reacts on Sunday because it's going to be his last game. I know in a way that he probably did want to finish off with the title, but still, for how City have finished this year and really how they've rebounded from last year, still winning 2 domestic cups, both the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, I think it's still a very successful year for them. Again, you want to win the Prem when you can, but I still think he'll take that for what it is worth because I don't think he had a lot of expectations for this current team with City. And Pep leaves them in a great spot. Maresca will be taking over, which I'll talk about in another video, but there's still a lot of talent there. Haaland will still be there. Nico O'Reilly will still be there. We'll see if Rodri leaves for Real Madrid, but regardless, there's still a ton of talent. Jeremy Doku. Again, we could go on and on. Manchester City are a talented club. But I just think it's never going to fully be the same because this guy's not at the helm anymore when he's calling the shots as the manager. I just want to gush about Pep, though. This guy deserves all the credit. He is the GOAT in my opinion, and I don't really know why anyone else would be questioning that. But hey, people can have their opinions. It's all good. Honestly, I'd love to hear why you think Pep wouldn't be the GOAT if that's really how you feel. Let me know down in the comments because I'd really love to know why. But yeah, that's just all I had on this one. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. Again, drop your thoughts down below. If you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe. TikTok will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace, guys.